The mics are on. Lights. Yo, we're doing the podcast.
Wait. Oh, wait. Hold on.
Damn, this guy.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth,
Yes.
the legend, in the flesh.
Welcome to Breaking Bread. I am your host, Miguel Rodriguez.
Why does he look nervous?
I'm not nervous.
Yeah, you are. Bro. You're
always
freaking out.
It always
Bro.
happens.
Camera,
It
bro.
always
Why
happens.
are you freaking out?
No,
Relax, bro.
It's funny.
You look good. You look good.
The
Bro.
first
You're good.
The first square has Miguel and Fernie right together, so it looks like brothers. Yeah. Then it's got me and you in the second box. Then there's a third box for all of us.
Yeah.
And then there's multiple boxes. It just got my attention. There's nothing nervousness. Buddy, I'm as cool as the other side of the pillow. Matter of fact, when I do podcast, you'll realize that my voice changes. If you guys notice, I got
You got your whole little
Barry
voice.
White, little raspy Barry White, little Frank Wright. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, we're gonna drop a little bar later on. Just to let it rock with it. Might as well.
Yeah.
But so we're here with Fernando Rodriguez, Malki Kawa, Correa. Right. So this is listen, guys. This is gonna be an amazing podcast. I'm gonna make this simple. I apologize. We're gonna laugh a lot too, because this group right here. I promise you, if you don't like this group, you don't like yourself. Forget about us. You're the problem. It's not us. I promise you that.
It's definitely not us.
Yeah. 100%.
And if you don't like us, who gives a shit?
So it'll be comic. It'll be great. But we're gonna go ahead and go from here. Let's start off. And this first topic I want to talk about, which I think is actually the most interesting, at least for me, right? So everybody else has their thing. Is the friendships that we've all known each other for a long time. It's been really, really cool. As time goes in life, we all go through our own shit. Everybody goes through their own spaces and does whatever it is they got to do. But yeah, there's always seems to be that stuff where we never really divide and go different spots, right? So as I talk to all you guys, I want to make sure that people realize how different it is, because I think a lot of people in life go through certain shit and they always say they don't have somebody, but there's always that person next to them that they don't really reach out to, right? So whatever reason, whether it's they're fucking shy, they're embarrassed, they want to be the fucking baddest guy in the world. But yet we talk shit to each other, but the truth is everybody here always gives an open ear and helps each other out. So I'll go through the line and we'll kind of go through each other out and we'll kind of say, who we were, how long we've kind of known each other, talking a little shit, let people know what's up, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Let me just say this, though. If guys aren't calling guys because of whatever reason, it's usually because of a chick.
Well, we know what's up. We know one guy, right?
It's usually because of a chick, right?
We know one guy for sure.
There's one guy sitting here right now that if this was 2 years ago would not be part of this podcast.
Oh, here we go. We just started.
I'm just saying, no, I didn't mention you. Yeah. I could have been him. Fuck.
Actually,
it
could have been me too. It could have been me too.
100%. Shit. But the truth is that at least, listen, here's what I'll say. With this group in particular, you're going to at least get what you really got to hear, right? So there's no time to bullshit and be like, all right, fuck it. You know what? Listen, you got fucked. That's okay. It happens to the best of us. Now let's go get it, right? There's no time to be wasting, which it's crazy because when I get calls from people, to me, it's like, bro, listen, I'm down to talk to you for the 5 or 10 minutes, bro. But snap the fuck out of it because I can't deal with this shit all day long.
Bro. There's one person in the group that's missing.
Yeah.
That if you would have told me he was coming, I never would have came. I'm not gonna lie.
We spent all day talking about his problems.
I give the guy a job, bro. Should I start? No, stop.
No, go ahead. Drop it on there. Drop it on there. This is it right here.
This guy needs to make a living. He's a friend of ours.
I actually called him this morning and I was like, yo, Fern. I said, Fern, bro, dog, I try. Like, I really try hard, And he was like, so do I. Did you have a bad experience? He goes, yeah. I go, but I had to listen about the girlfriend for like 3 hours.
No.
I was like, bro.
You guys haven't realized who gets it worse, right? It's always me at the end. Because by the time you two hang up, then I got to deal with the shit like, bro, Malki doesn't like me. Bro, your brother doesn't pay attention to me. It's fucked up. We don't hang out anymore. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, dog, you just literally called this girl a whore 6 times. You want to choke her the fuck out. And then you told me, let's go hang out on a Friday night. How do we do this, bro?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Let's stop because he's going to listen to this and be like, bro, you motherfucker spent 20 minutes talking about shit about
cool. It don't matter. He knows. He likes this shit. He likes this stuff. That's why he does this stuff. But
fucking loves it, bro.
We'll call him John Doe.
Johnny, we know you. We know you're listening. So, going back, like I said, back to the childhood friendship. We've known each other for a long, long time. I know Malki eventually will share a story that he always shares with everybody about me. Which is the best.
You mean the one
which
you
is-
didn't talk
is
to me
the
for like 2 years?
It's the most
The one you didn't talk to me
comical
for like 2
story I've
years?
heard in a long time.
The one you didn't talk to me for like 2 years?
I've never heard that story.
It's your fault, motherfucker. It's his fault.
No shit.
You are the fucking creator.
You don't know the story about
Was
Denise?
there chicken involved?
You don't know about Denise?
Oh, something like that. Oh, yeah.
You don't know that story? Oh
something
my
like
God.
that. Something like
I don't know the
There's
story.
only
Listen, bro. Listen, man. This is all I gotta tell you. Right? I walked into Hillstone one day, and I see Miguel standing up against the wall, and he's just standing there. And I think Andre was there with me actually, right? And I go up there, and I'm like, yo, what's up, Miguel? How you doing? Nice to see you. Hey, what's up? You know, it's one of those, hey, what's up? Like, I don't fucking know you. I don't want to talk to you type shit. So I'm like, bro, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? Bro, I legitimately wanted to slap him right there because I'm like, I've known you for a long time. Like, you're not big time in me at Hillstone, my boy. But I left it alone. I go back there. I go, Dre, what's up with Miguel, bro? He's like, what's wrong with you? I go, I don't think he likes me. Like, something's wrong with him, right? Yeah, bro. I mean, you went out with his wife. And I looked at him and I said, wait, what the fuck?
When the fuck did that
So
happen?
then the shit clicked in my head.
Yeah.
So what happened was,
I remember
he
you
calls
telling
me
me
one
the
day.
story.
He calls me one day and he's like, hey,
Why am I getting blamed for this shit?
because you're the one who fucking brought me on this
You
thing.
did the whole setup.
You
guy.
probably went back and told him. You probably went back and told him. But he's like, I'm gonna go out with this girl, Hema, and her friends. All right, cool. The fuck do I know who the hell this girl is or who her friends are? We get there, right? He failed to mention that her friend was Denise, who I happen to know was his wife at the time.
That was strategic of Andre's part.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
But you were mad at me the whole time.
Well, because I didn't get the fucking memo. Of course I'm gonna fucking be mad. Like, think about it. Who the fuck would it be? Like, Andre didn't say, yo,
She
I'm
thinks
gonna...
she's slick.
Awkward.
Oh yeah, I was out with Andre and my Malki.
You know, I didn't
Why
get
the
I
fuck
didn't
would
get
you? Like, no, friend. I didn't find out the true story till years later. You gotta understand. At any point in time, I could have been at Hillstone, and I would have not known what the fuck happened. Right? He could have told the whole world, "Mark's a piece of shit. He knows I'm married to her, blah blah blah," and went out with my wife. First of all, I didn't go out with her.
Bro, but we didn't go out. We hung out.
We were in the same car together, driving around everywhere.
but
You were
that's-
driving. I got stuck, so he picks me up. I wasn't in my own car, friend. There's no Uber back then, okay? And I'm not calling my mom to come pick me up at midnight from fucking the Globe or where the hell we were at that night. All I know is
You're
that
guilty by association.
So wait, so let's revert. Fuck the friendship. This is not a good friendship at all. Like,
We're not friends.
wrong subject I start off with, bro.
oh man, I wasn't even gonna tell. It's something told me when I came here. It's like, bro, he's
You're
gonna
getting
probably
set up.
want you to
He's
tell
getting
this.
set up. He's
He's
getting
gonna
set
want me
up.
to say this stupid story. I'm like, fuck this story, man. You know what I mean? Because now I look at what everybody heard. Oh, you went out with his wife. Oh, for the record,
Oh, you guys know.
for the record, I did not go out with her.
That never happened.
Okay, I did not go out with
It
her.
worked out great. It was a strategy that Andre had called me for. And I said, this is great. You're going to put Malki with her. This is going to be the ultimate fight. This will be great. Malki started her, bro, leave me the fuck alone. Stop. Don't even talk to me. I don't want to talk to you.
Oh, she called me a pussy
It was
30
great.
times. Like, oh, what are you afraid of? I don't want to talk to you. Fernie, I'm in the back seat of the car like this, right? Looking out the window, right? And this one's over here fucking laughing. And they're like, and she's like, what do you call? She goes, what's wrong with you? And I go, what's wrong with me? She was like, what? You can't talk? I go, you're fucking married. Leave me the fuck alone. I was pissed. I was mad. I didn't want to be there, right? And she the whole time was like, she thought it was funny too. Why we're just hanging out? I go, I'm not hanging out with you. So we would be like, you know how like when you go to a bar, there's 4 of you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would be next to Andre on that side.
Yeah.
And when Andre would go over here, I'd go like over there somewhere. I didn't want to be anywhere, bro, because you know how that shit. And that's when camera phones first came out. That's when camera phones first came
Yeah, so
out.
you said somebody take
so
a
I already had
picture
a
of
couple
your fucking
friends that had already gotten busted, right?
Yeah.
By, you know, they sent up, they took a picture of them right there.
yeah.
So the last thing I wanted, anyways, listen, I left that day clean, nothing happened, everything was cool. But for like 2 years, I took my little brother to go get a car from him. Way back then, it was like
Oh,
literally
you
right
got
after
nailed.
that.
You got nailed.
Nailed.
That's not
Nailed.
true.
No. Nailed. Brother, listen, I paid for that.
You're still paying. You're still paying for the
Fucking
interest.
nailed.
You're still paying for the interest.
Shit. Bob was like, holy fuck, these guys can actually do some shit. All right, cool. You
I
know?
walked into Hillstone. That was the day I found out what happened. So I go to him, I go, bro, what's up with him? Why is he fucking mad at me for? Oh, bro, you went out with his wife. I go, what the fuck? He knows the truth, and he's like saying it like, oh, yeah, you went out with his... You know, him throwing the fuck... I was like, bro, what the fuck happened here? So anyways, years went by, but with we ended up going back. That's when we met at Sydney's gym again.
Sydney's gym.
And then after that, everything was cool, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, bro, what the fuck did I walk into, bro? This is crazy, dog. Holy shit.
You got bamboozled.
Way to start.
You
And
should
then,
have
hold
known.
on.
Anytime Andre
For the
calls
record,
you-
hold on.
Anytime Andre calls you, you should know better. The fact that he questioned anything already tells me that something was gonna go wrong. That's for sure.
Every time I got with Andre, something bad happened that
Every time.
night. Every time. My kid's mother was Andre's
He's
fault.
the element of surprise.
Actually, that is true. I hooked you up with
You didn't hook me up. You
I
just was
hooked
like,
you up with your wife.
But,
Sort of.
you hooked him up?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Andre calls me one day. He's like, yo, let's go out. We go out. Again, the same scenario, somebody's friend, whatever, we go. And my kid's mother's there. And he's like, you can't hook up with her. I said, what? Who the fuck you talking to? He was like, there's no shot.
And I'm 16 years old.
17 years old. Buddy.
17 years old.
A kid and all types of shit later. Fucking definitely proved my point, I guess.
yeah, for real.
You know?
So,
So I guess the moral story is don't hang out with Andre.
You might have fun. You might have fun.
it all depends on what you're feeling at that time of day.
Hey.
You might have been one of your buddy's wives though.
But we'll tell him later. You tell him later. You don't tell him before. You tell him after.
It's not what it looks like.
Shit.
Hey, listen, honestly,
But then, hey, he comes to my office, right? So when he first opened up one source, he moves into my office. So we're in there, we're hanging out. And it's funny because we were just talking shit one day. And I go, bro, you were mad at me for a couple of years, right? Oh, and then that's when the truth came out. He was sitting at the desk, he was doing this.
nah, that's why you have fucking Willie on your side.
No,
talking that
hey,
shit.
listen, first, he pushes the thing back and he goes, bro, but let me tell you something. He got like this. Let me tell you something.
nah,
all right? You were supposed to just not, like, get up and leave. I go, where
Well,
was I
that-
supposed
yeah,
to go?
agreed.
He was still mad. He still had like a little
Agreed.
anger in him. I said,
Agreed.
dog, Miguel, listen, bro. I
Nah,
tried my best
listen.
to stay away, bro.
I get it, I get it. I
I
wasn't
literally,
mad at that.
Fern, in the car like this, out the window like this, like, why this motherfucker make me come to this shit? And this one over here, fucking, oh, yeah, what? You scared of him? Oh, you can't say hi, you can't
I was
talk.
supposed to be mad at Andre because she should have never participated, period.
Don't get me involved,
but
bro.
That's okay. Guy, you're the creator of the problem every time.
I just asked the buddy to go out, bro. Who was there? It's not my fault, bro.
But yo, Tagalog, when I hit it, you fucking suffer in the corner. Thanks, bro. What a guy. So, talking about now, obviously, thank you for sharing that fucking story. We're gonna edit that motherfucker. No, there's only so many we're gonna share.
Part of this, bro.
Listen, our time is limited, so we're not gonna share every story we have because
I wish I could tell you stories about Fern, but he wasn't allowed to out of the house for like 10 years.
there wasn't a story.
The only story I got with Fern is he came to my birthday party one time and 10 minutes later he was gone. Holy shit, boy.
Faster than the valet could park the car.
Huh?
Faster than the valet parked the car.
He was so happy he came in and came out. He hadn't seen like a fucking club or like out of the house in so long. He's like, yo, Ma, what's up, bro? And then 10 minutes later he was gone. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, anyways.
Shit happens.
Hey, listen, man. That's the beauty of the friendships. The world just revolves in different ways. There's no shit that we could hide from each other. Everybody kind of knows where everybody's been, right? So the goods, the bads, and the uglies, and whatnot. But
Could you imagine if we would have done this podcast 5 years ago and then this one now 5 years later?
That would have been fucking crazy, huh?
Can you imagine? Well, you wouldn't have been here. You would have been.
Stop talking shit.
Well, it'd be 3 seasons.
You act like I wasn't-
It'd be 3 and 1,
This
right?
guy acts like,
It'd be
this
3
guy
and
like
1.
acts like I wasn't at the fucking Houston's every Friday with you, fucking sitting
Hey,
there.
and what
shit
happened?
you
By
talking-
5 o'clock, what happened? He
No,
couldn't tell.
6 o'clock.
He couldn't tell nobody he was
5:36.
there,
True.
right?
True.
And he had to be gone. If
That
he
is
wasn't
true.
at that doorstep by
true.
6,
Yeah.
That is true because I ran into Fernie at Hillstones and he's always taking shots. I'm like, bro, why are you taking shots? It's happy hour. He's like, bro, I gotta do this fast. I gotta do this fast.
I don't got time to drink and talk shit.
I don't have time for the joke. He's buying shots across the bar. I'm like, what are you doing, bro?
we
We don't have to
taking
do
bones
that.
out of the grave or what the fuck are we
Bro,
doing?
I'm like, why are you taking? Just buy her a drink. No, get her shots. I gotta do this fast. I gotta do this fast. I'm like, oh,
Now or
wow.
never. We gotta go.
man.
Yeah, listen, man.
That is true, bro. I never forget. I saw you one time. You're like, no, we're going to the Globe for shots. I'm like, why are you going to the Globe for shots? There's nobody there. Exactly, bro. I don't have time, bro. I gotta go. I gotta go.
Hey, listen, you gotta get it while you can. It is what it is, you know.
That's my spot.
That's awesome.
So now we've shitted on each other, right? That's the beauty of this because I know this was gonna happen. That's exactly why I put this group together. It wasn't by accident, right? And this is like the extra PG version, right? But what I want to get into is more like business, right? So fortunate enough, everybody here has had some success along the way. We've seen each other struggle, like we've seen each other climb, right? But it's amazing because a lot of times people think, and mostly what this show is about is the reality is that success is not made overnight. And Mal could speak to that for sure. I know that we've heard plenty. I know my brother for years, worked like a dog to get to where he is. I know Andre was low key doing his shit. He figured that shit out way before all of us didn't say shit, but that's cool. It happens. But just kind of share with everybody what it really takes in life to get to where you got to get to, right? Because I think a lot of these people, I think nowadays they see you with athletes, celebrities. They see you with athletes, celebrities. They see this guy who owns fucking American Airlines over here, fly around the fucking world and back, you know? And everybody thinks that shit happened last night when you woke up, you know? So I heard one time you're a 20-year success.
Yeah. You want to go first?
Bro.
Because for me, it's one thing. It's very simple. There's no secret sauce. It's hard work.
Yeah. Don't
100%.
stop. Don't stop. Don't
All
stop.
the time.
Don't stop.
It's hard work.
All the time.
I mean, I'll tell you, I really started when I was 23 years old, and it's because I never got along. Nobody ever saw it the way I was seeing it, and I just said fuck it, and I joined up with my original business partner, and I literally been doing the same thing since I was 23 years old. I'm 43 years old. I've been in business for 20 years, and the number one business that goes out of business faster than a construction company is a restaurant.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you do construction, it's just so many ups and downs. It's so many, but it's the only thing you can do is you don't stop. You don't stop. It's always the next job, the next deal. You can't stop. And right now, I'm at a point where I can't stop either. It's like you just gotta go and go and go and go and go, and you can't. It's people think that well, how did you make it? You got lucky. No, bro, I sucked that guy's dick for like fucking 20 years, bro. What are you talking about? You got lucky. No, you got lucky. You met that guy that has a lot of money. He invested in you. Why do you think he invested? Why do you think he wants to do it? Why do you think he works with me? It's like, it's just.
And it took me 20 years to get him to invest.
Right, exactly. It's like, oh no, you got lucky. You do deals with these people. You do that with these people. It's like, no, bro. But you know what? And actually, I encourage that because it makes it easier for us that are gonna hustle.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So
yeah,
if you think it's luck, go for it, bro. Because
Good luck. You know?
It's easier.
Good luck. Ton of sleepless nights, ton of bullshit, ton of rejections, over and over, questioning yourself constantly because you don't fucking know.
Well, that's the biggest thing. You start losing, the fear kicks in, you start losing faith in yourself. And you're like, can I really do this shit? Is this really going to happen? Am I making payroll?
Yeah.
Like, when you go to bed and you don't know when payroll's coming, that's some serious shit.
I've been there. Plenty of sleepless nights.
That's a lot, man.
You know? Fuck, Mark, you can say it. How many times, bro? Getting to an athlete, how much shit people
I'll give you guys a story. I'll give you guys a story.
Go.
Malki calls me one day. He's like, Dre, I need to borrow some money. I'm like, all right, bro. What's up? It's like, bro, I'm in a situation, baby mama stuff, whatever. I don't want to get too personal, but it's like, bro, I need like $2,000 and I have no idea when I'm going to pay you. I'm like, come by the office, bro. Literally picked me up in a fucking hoopty, bro. And I'm like, the fuck's going on, bro? It was like a Ford Focus or some shit. And he's like, Dre, bro, I just need to get it going. I need to get by. I go, bro, pay me whenever, bro. Like, it is what it is. Like, I was like, holy shit. And what people don't realize is those moments to be able to get to what he's gotten to and where he's at. That's a big deal. It's impressive, but it's for people to realize, bro, don't stop.
100%.
Don't stop.
100%.
Yeah.
And I saw it at the beginning when they would tell him, bro, that's not going to happen. You're not going to be a fucking...
Well,
yeah, You're not going to be this.
Hey,
You're not going to be that.
You know what's crazy? Is that I was homeless when that happened. I was embarrassed to tell people that. I was scared to tell people that. I had a little 1-year-old girl and I was afraid to tell people that I was staying in the cars and shit. So I remember I had the last car I had was a Infiniti GX. What's the big fucking Infiniti?
GX 460.
The big one.
The truck.
The 560.
The truck.
Yeah.
The GX 460.
That's the big one,
middle
right?
one. The big one's up back.
Which one is it?
The GX or the LX?
The LX.
The big one.
The big one. The LX 570.
The one that you couldn't get fucking... Like the gas would be gone in 2 days. Yeah, that was that one. Somebody had to co-sign for me to get that car. And I was... And that person was doing bad because this was around 07, 08. And that car was being repoed.
When the mortgages had just crashed. Because you had the mortgage business.
Right, and then that what do you call it, car was being repoed. And I would sleep in that car at the Winn-Dixie on 67th and Bird Road with all my clothes in the back.
No
Crazy.
shit.
Yeah, bro. And then I would go on dates in the car.
I didn't even think you told me you were home. I didn't know you were home.
No, I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, I didn't know that shit.
Anybody. You got to remember, the crazy story about what Dre is saying is that when I had the mortgage company, Dre actually wanted to go out on his own.
Oh, yeah.
He was in between some stuff.
Yeah.
And then he was still, what do you call it? Like he came to me and was like, yo, bro, I said, dog, here, I only have this little spot. It was literally just like the one you got right here. It was like just underneath my stairwell. I said, put an office there, bro, and work there all you want and don't worry about it. And if I can, help you pay shit, I will. And he was there for 2 weeks and then he went and fucking look at him now. Yeah. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, bro, like I think that's the thing. It's like when you if you're determined to do something, it'll get done.
Yeah,
But I lived in the car for a little bit, and it was interesting because then when I started dating the girl I was dating at the time, when I would have my kids, so I was going through a custody battle too, so it was tough because everything I had was going to that. My dad was dying of stomach cancer. Me and my kid's mom were broken up, so now I'm going through a massive and a really bad. Ron DeSantis. Okay.
Right.
Tell the governor to call me later. That was a weird one.
I'll send that check later.
Yeah. So, when kind of struggling threw me off. Anyways, but when that happened, she was going after me tough for the kid, for custody of the kid. I already told her to keep the business and keep the house and all that. And really, at the end of the day, I didn't have anything. So all I was doing was really, like, fucking doing stupid shit to try to make money to get by. And this is when the squatting was going on, right?
Yeah.
And so since I was in the mortgage business, I knew when all the houses were going to foreclosure. So I go fucking break into them, move into them,
there,
and stay there until they made me move. And I would keep doing it over and over and over again.
Fucking kid.
No, bro, that's how I got by. And then the days I didn't have a house, because here's the other thing, me and my brother were going through it bad. My dad was dying. Right?
Oh, that's right. You were beefing with your brother.
Beefing with my brother. So I couldn't really go home. My mom was crazy. My old boy was sick. And remember, I'm the oldest, so at the end of the day, moving back at that age was kind of a real. But the truth is, I couldn't move back because me and my dad were beefing. So I got the timelines wrong. When he got sick, is when I started to kind of get back on my feet. And I couldn't. And it's crazy because I asked you for that $2,000, and then I asked other friends of ours for the same shit, and I would get talked about bad. So it was hard for me to say anything to anybody. I didn't want to borrow nothing from nobody. Because it's like, imagine you go to a friend of yours that you look at like, yo, bro, I've been there for you, motherfucker. Like, I helped you get into this business, right?
I need you now.
This is now when I need you, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I just need $1,000 to get through this. I need to pay my phone bill. It's the only thing I got left in the sports stuff, right? Because I was doing the mortgage shit and the sports shit. And I'm like, if this phone gets disconnected, if teams can't call me, clients can't call me, I'm really fucked. And this was back then when the plans were like by the minute and shit. Remember how this? So going over it all the time was $1,000. I needed $1,000, and it was these fucking strict terms. I had to pay it back and all this shit. I pawned my ring. This is a ring that I had that my dad gave me, right? And it was like the only thing I had left before like he got sick and was dead. He had given it to me before me and him were beefing. I had it, and I had to go pawn that to pay him back. And I got talked about. So my point was that I never went to anybody after that and was like, yo, let me borrow money. Like, even to this day, if I needed something.
You felt bad.
I
You're like,
ask
fuck
nobody.
this shit.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do this.
No, because this is the crazy thing about it, right? When people talk about friendships, right? This is the shit. I see it on Instagram all the time. People are like, how come you're not famous yet? There's this thing on Instagram. Why aren't you famous yet? Well, because you haven't posted me. You know what I'm saying? Like, your own friends won't post you, but strangers that you don't even know will go fucking hard for you. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And it was like that in a lot of weird ways for me. You know what I'm saying? Where the people that I thought were like, yo, like, pick me up because, damn, when I was there, I fucking tried to pick you up, weren't there like that. And then, at the end of the day, it's no one's responsibility but your own. So I'm kind of glad I went through it. But the reality was...
It is and it isn't, bro. Hold on. It is and it isn't. And I'm going to tell you why. Yeah, we all create our own shit and all that stuff, but we all go through shit too, right? So that would be the same situation if somebody else goes through something and then you're like, no, fuck it, that's your problem, right? And that's the problem in this world is that everybody only worries about their own shit, right? And I get it. We all have shit to do. But the reality is that, look, to raise $2,000 changed your life around, at least helped you during that time.
100%.
That was not going to make his life
Can I borrow $1 million?
fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I would lend it to you, but you're going through a divorce and half of it would end up over there. Yeah. So try not to.
Bad fucking deal.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that. But bro, I honestly don't think it's anybody's responsibility but your own. But what I'm saying is that for me at that moment in time, right, the little bit that people did help me with, I never, ever in my life forgot. And but at the same token, the ones who didn't help, I also never forgot. And the shit that got said about me, I never forgot. I used all that as fuel to come up out of the ground, So when I tell people, hey, I had it a little rougher than the average. When my mom wasn't sick, yeah, bro, I was pretty good. My dad was all right. We were straight. But when my mom lost her mind and then, my dad, he went through his own shit I didn't even know about till later on in life. Listen, you can't go to a fucking private school, wake up one day, your mom all of a sudden is talking to the walls, and then end up at South Miami Middle just because you're doing great. It doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? You just stay at private school, you'd be going, I'd have been at all the Belen parties and Columbus parties, we would have been, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Not the
would've been
fucking
great.
Coral Park
But
little
actually,
smokeout sections
I
and
was gonna
shit.
say it wasn't that fun though. It
No,
was the
but
other
it's
way
not
around.
that. What
When
I'm
I went
saying
to
is-
South Miami, it changed the other way
But
around.
what I'm saying is like my kid,
Yeah,
my
because you were
kid,
the cool private school guy, bro. Like,
Yeah, but I didn't.
that
like
wasn't
the
even
private-
fucking fair.
you know what I mean?
You know what? Truth be told, I didn't like you when you first came, bro.
Did it fucking
I was like, who's the new fucking guy?
Listen, I had a
double
fucking
that.
swell
Bullshit.
time.
Yeah.
Some bullshit.
I had a fucking swell time.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
And you were there too, motherfucker.
Yeah,
So
still, bro. I was like, who's the new guy? Oh my god, he's a pitcher.
Yeah, he's a pitcher. Standing over there by the fucking mailbox like a
Nothing
fucking dick.
wrong with that.
Yeah, fucking
Nothing
dick.
wrong with that.
They hated us. Baseball players hated us. We were the wrestlers, and they were the baseball players. Here's what I did know though. You can look at me any which way you want, motherfucker. You come this way, I'm gonna pick you up and slam you on your shit.
There
That's the
we
way it
go.
was for me. Oh,
They
man.
weren't gonna do that. They were busy dating the girls.
Yeah.
I had no time to go talk to you, guy. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like they were out hanging out with the chicks. You guys were there fucking grabbing each other's nuts and shit. Like that wasn't part of the game.
That is true.
No, yeah, 100%. Yeah, Andre, you know that shit. It wasn't. Listen,
Yeah.
that little baseball pole shit. It was a gold mine, bro.
Yeah.
Whoever invented that shit, that guy's a fucking G. That guy has to be up there, bro, somewhere with Elon Musk.
Yeah, but I was going on in that school for years, bro.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
When I thought that shit was weird as fuck, and,
Yeah.
and honestly, when they first told me the baseball pole, I'm like, this is a little fucking weird, bro. I'm gonna be
do you
honest.
mean the
It's
baseball
fucking
pole's
pole.
that?
Yeah, we would all hang
it
out
was
by
just-
the
it was
same
just
pole.
Like, yeah, it was just like one little pole in the middle of the fucking. It
hallway.
even had like a trash can next to it, which was really fucking weird,
Yeah.
right? And it was like in the middle of the hallway.
But not a football player, not
Nobody
a
went
wrestler.
there.
Nobody could hang
which
out
was
there.
really fucking weird.
Whoa,
It was respected.
nobody can hang out there.
whoa,
It was
whoa,
respected.
Whoa,
It was
whoa, whoa.
respected.
Let's get it right. It's not that we couldn't hang out there. We didn't want to.
Not true.
There wasn't a
Not
baseball
true.
player there that was going to stop none of us from doing what we wanted to do.
had
Because
to
we
do
had our
it.
own little garbage can. We were a little bit more ghetto. You know what I'm saying? We had our little garbage can right there in the middle of the hallway. And that's where all the real
You guys
fucking
went by the
motherfuckers
trophy
were.
case, bro.
Yeah.
No, we hung out at the garbage can past the trophy case.
That's what I'm
Where
saying.
the lockers were at.
Yeah, well.
Remember? That's what we would congregate at.
That locker stunk like shit. You could fucking smell that shit from the other side. No girl was gonna hang out there, bro. I don't care who you were. That baseball pole was a shit. But anyways, moving along to not go all the way back there and backtrack it that way. So, I know me and my brother have been in the business for many years, right? And it's funny because I think a lot of times people didn't realize that.
Yeah, but you guys sold your first car when you're like 10 years old, bro.
Oh, boy, he was. He's always
Yeah,
he's
for
always
sure
been
you
the sales
sold your
guy.
first car by, like,
I
you're 10 years
hated
old.
selling any fucking thing,
Yeah,
you know?
bro, but
but
you
my
guys-
brother always had a gift of gab, so he would always talk the best of the shit with all these people, right? And he was always a political personality and shit, and I was always that, kind of that dick in the back, which I kind of hated it, talking to the world or whatever. But it was day and night, which was pretty cool, right? So I ended up doing sales and finance and stuff, and then it's funny because when people always tell me, oh, how this and that, I was like, bro, because honestly, look, the guy was good at fucking buying cars and selling cars, and I was good at fucking financing them. Of course, you're gonna make a fucking killing, bro. It's like you have the front end and the back end of something, which most industries don't have, right? You either conquer the front or you conquer the back, and that's how the world works. And it kind of worked out for us, but it got to a point because my dad was in the business for years, for as long as we know. We used to go to the time that I remember he would put us out there to fucking do hot dogs and shit for people. And I'll never forget there was a time first of all, he got us, it was fucking child labor was there was no rules back then, right?
Yeah, no.
That shit of fucking getting paid and get back pay.
We work for food.
Yeah, basically. But fucking a ride home, fuck the food. We had to get there, but
But we're blessed. We were blessed.
100%, no doubt. Listen,
We had
got
Burger
lucky.
King once a week.
I got a question.
We had Burger King like
I
once
got
a
a
week.
question. I got a question.
Did you twitch a lot when you were 10? Did you do the whole...
Yeah,
By the car. Did you do that or no?
yeah.
He did, actually.
He did.
It's
My
not-
dad,
little bit.
if somebody walked into the store, or my dad's store, and the guy had a Twitch or whatever, he
I
put
had
my
to-
brother
I
somewhere
did it
else
the
to
other way.
go wash cars or something. Because if not, this motherfucker would adapt to the Switch. So it was the Twitch here and then the Twitch on the arm, or whatever the fuck the guy was doing. So my
By the car. You can't find it cheaper.
so my dad would hide him, but then he put us in a trailer and shit. And I remember
But I do remember he used to go out a lot with my brother, and girls thought that was cute, bro.
what was the blinking?
Yeah, the
Get
whole
the fuck
little
out.
thing, like, yeah.
Because
had
he
a
thought he
lot-
was talking to everybody. All the chicks thought, oh, this guy's giving me the sign.
He had
No,
something
not the
going-
sign.
he had
That's just,
something going
I'm
for
blinking.
He had something going.
Something was working when it came to that department. That's one department I always did pretty good
They didn't
at.
realize he had an itch. Yeah, of course. You fucking blink at 100 people. Fuck everybody. The numbers are in your favor, right? So I'll never forget one time where my dad does like these big sales back then.
10 sales.
Yeah, it's like 10 sale and shit, right? And there's like, bro, he gets this hot dog stand and we're serving, and of course we're the dumbasses trying to rob everybody, but like, oh, put a tip for college, which we were fucking like, I think I was a freshman in high school. This guy was like a fucking junior or whatever. Right? But I'll never forget, there was one customer, because back then, not only did he blink, he would grab his nuts all the time, like my grandfather, bro. Grab his nuts, blink, grab his nuts, blink, grab his nuts.
And then I shake your hand.
It was like the call sign, bro. So the guy walks up, he goes, oh, I want a hot dog. All right, of course, my brother's like, all right, cool. That guy goes, no, I'm not getting a hot dog from that fucking guy. He goes, you know what, bro, I'm going to give you the tip, but I'm not getting shit from you guys. And I was like, my dad's like, oh, hey, what are you doing?
You can't grab your nuts before you serve a hot dog.
Funny as shit. But,
now that I think about it, every car I bought from you, you fucking grabbed your nuts
Of course
too.
I
yeah,
did.
of course.
What is this?
That's the final deal.
The first time I bought a car from him, I said, yo, Fern, am I getting a good deal on this car? He goes, I mean, look, Mark, I'm like, he's lying, right? I mean, I looked it up online. Nervous twitching means he's lying. I'm like, Fern, you're lying. And some way, somehow, till this day, bro, I'm giving it to you on my cost. I promise. Buy the car. You're not gonna find it cheaper, and I fucking find it cheaper 2 weeks later, and still go back for more.
And the nut grab is when you're done. That's it.
It's called
Yeah.
consistency. It's called consistency.
You did go out with his wife,
It's called consistency.
with his brother's wife. So
No, I didn't.
yeah. You're still paying for it, bro.
That probably.
In that case,
Yeah.
I got a car to sell you.
Exactly.
fucking car. It's a 1979 Denise fucking. Except for it comes with no warranty, no engine allowance, none of that shit, buddy.
And it's
It's not-
expensive.
yeah.
And it's expensive.
Fuck
It's
that.
a fucking headache.
Fuck that.
You sure you don't want to revert back to that deal?
No, sir.
It's
I don't want
expensive.
nothing to do with that.
Oh man.
But no, listen, I bring it up because you know, and I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna let you take the floor on this, but there was many times as you go growing up, and it's sometimes, and everybody's stuff is different, right? So our stuff, I think, was frustrating because we found different ways of changing the business. Like he got into the high end stuff, which was really, really cool. Mind you, when we were at like Chevy stores and Honda stores,
Crazy.
stuff that was just wild, right? So we were
That was
doing
crazy.
Yeah, we were doing stuff that other luxury stores weren't doing, but we were doing them out of a Honda store, you know, and stuff like that. So I get the part of the frustration, but I always wanted to understand his part as to what keeps driving, because at some point in time you're starting to make good money, you have a good living, you know, and I think a lot of times people get comfortable too, right? So it's not even the part of success. It gets to a point where like, okay, I made a little bit of money, and now all of a sudden it's like you don't want to get any higher, which is really wild to me at the same time, right? So
You haven't done your research
on who?
on him.
On this guy?
Yeah. You haven't seen his Instagram, maybe?
What
year
is it?
ago-
Fucking,
a year
what
ago,
is it?
he had no
Sandals?
Instagram.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
A year ago, he had no Instagram.
Oh, I don't have Instagram.
Oh, yeah, but that's a different story.
Right,
You'll
yeah.
get it soon. He had no Instagram.
He still
1
has
year
the-
ago.
He still has the
1
one
year
that gave
ago.
him the 654-321 number.
Oh,
That shit,
no,
yeah,
for-
it's
whatever,
like-
right? No, right. He had no Instagram.
I thought it was a stalker before. I was
Now-
like, fuck this weirdo.
I called him the other day. It's funny you say that. I called him. I said, bro, do you even work anymore? Oh, what do you mean? I go, bro, you're Paris, fucking Belgium, this one, that one. Like this guy's on, bro, every other week he's gone.
And he's got to change that fucking thing, though. He's got to change that
He's
thing.
gone. So you might want to direct
No,
that
but I'm
this
always
way.
working. I'm always fucking
To
working.
the guys that don't take no vacations, this guy over here, bro. How many vacations have you taken this year?
I want to take quite a few. I'm actually leaving to London next week.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Well,
My guy's doing it, bro.
Guy, this was an
Living
overnight
my best
success for all
life.
those who don't know.
But whoever knows me knows that Saturdays did not exist to me. Sundays didn't exist to me. All I did was fucking work. You know what I mean? So, you know, it comes a point where you start wanting to live. You know what I mean? And I'm blessed, and I've had a long ass 30 years of working, and now I'm starting to enjoy it a little bit. You know what I mean? But my story's similar like that. I mean, blessed in the sense of, you know, we had great parents like you guys do. I knew your parents. I mean, we were kids, and you know, Malki knows close to his family, you know, but you know, we had a good support, still have a good support, you know, and at, you know, 19, 20 years old, you know, I literally went from playing baseball to giving milk to my son, you know, so I knew that life woke me up when, I'll never forget the day that I was getting ready to get on the bus, conference championship. I was a junior at FIU. We were getting ready to go to DeLand, Florida, to go to the conference championships. I was playing at FIU, and my girlfriend at the time, my ex-wife now, getting on the bus, tells me she's pregnant. You know, I just asked her to please don't say a word.
Thank you for breaking the fucking news right before I start a game.
I got to pitch in
That's
half an
awesome.
hour.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Don't say a fucking
Biggest
word.
game of my fucking life.
At least she was consistent.
Yeah.
100%.
So I got on that bus. I pitched, and you know, and back on the bus, I'll never forget. I went to the front of the bus, and Coach Price had been there at FIU for many years. I go up front. And actually I had got invited to go to the Cape Cod that summer. Cape Cod League was the number one prospect.
Did you go? Did you play in Cape Cod?
Couldn't go. Nope.
No.
I had gone I had just gone the summer before to the Valley League.
Yeah.
Ripped it. Had a great junior year.
Went straight to court.
And then
Get married and go.
I literally got back off. Literally coming back from that conference championship, I went to the front of the bus, sat down with the head coach, with coach in the front. Said, "Coach, I can't play next year." It's like, "What?" And he had this funny voice. "What the fuck you talking about, Ferdy? You know, you going to fucking Cape Cod? You know, your whole everything's paid for. You're on fucking, you know, Coach. No one knows this. You're actually the first fucking guy that knew that she was pregnant was my coach." He was like, I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding?" He's like, you know, he gave me this whole story about him at 6 years old, had a baby, was in South Carolina, nobody even knew. And his last year, he didn't play, and he regretted the rest of his life. He's like, "Bro, talk to your dad. It's the last time you're ever going to fucking play. It's one more year left in you. You know, fuck it. If you can't go to the Cape, you know, because you got to work, but at least don't give up your last fucking senior year, bro. It's the last year you work for. You know, I played baseball my whole life. You know,
Right.
We all did. We grew up playing baseball together. You know, yes, it's fucking awesome to put on a uniform, and, you know, it's my senior year. And, bro, I gave up the Cape. That year, I was the only guy at FIU invited to the Cape. The Cape was a big deal. And, bro, literally, I started selling cars that month. Actually, the conversation went fucking even funnier. Okay, listen, this is a swear to God real story. I walk into the house, and
And I tell him, "Yo, I gotta talk to you." He goes, "No, I gotta talk to you."
No one knew this yet, right?
So I'm like, no, but hold on. He goes, "Bro, let me fucking go first." I'm like, "All right, this guy's got a problem, right?" Because I'm thinking to myself, "Bro, like, if you got serious, then fuck, it's gotta be a problem." Like, you know, all right, whatever. So I go, "Bro, what do you want? Tell me." He goes, "Jamie's pregnant. I'm getting married." I go, "Fuck." He goes,
He
"Why?
trumped
What'd
me.
you-"
He trumped me. I had a good one.
He goes,
You fucked me up.
yeah. So he's like,
This fucking guy tells me-
"Why? What are you gonna say?" I was like, "Fuck, I
want to get married.
We're
Like,
gonna
what
get
the
married."
fuck you gonna
He
get
goes,
married
"Bro,
for, bro? You
fucking-"
fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
He's like, "You're fucking crazy, whatever."
I have to get married. You don't gotta fucking get married.
Why would you do that? Yeah. And then he's like telling me, he's like, "Bro, mom's gonna die of a heart attack. That's not gonna fucking happen." So I'm like,
He
"All right,
wanted to
fuck
break it to his mom first,
Yeah.
so that he could come behind it.
Yeah.
Get the both
Well,
of them
no.
going.
I had to break it down to her and be like, I was
we're
like,
on pause.
I was
You're
like,
married right
yeah, I was like,
Why
yeah.
did you
listen,
guys get
let me-
married so
I go, "Let me
young?"
talk to you a second, right?" And she's like, "What?" You know, with a smile on her face. I was like, "Oh fuck," you know. I'm like,
We gotta wait.
"We gotta wait about another year, and if we survive, we're good." You know. She's like, "What do you mean?" I go, "Yeah."
Why did you guys get married
whatever."
so young? I don't.
Listen, bro. Listen. The truth is, we always had a cool fucking relationship, right? And we went back and forth. Listen, we had plenty of battles throughout time, but shit, I was in love with her, so I was like, "All right, fuck it, bro." Right? And
Yeah, but
let me
you guys
let
were
me
like,
say,
what,
yeah, but
18,
hold on,
19
no.
years old?
But listen, yeah, but let me say this, and I think as you grow up and you realize.
She's in the room too, by the way.
Yeah.
We're not hiding from her.
Notice,
Which
I
is
don't even
fucking
make
great.
eye contact. All right. After that car ride, I've never been like that. What's she wearing, by the way? You know what I'm saying? Because he might get mad.
Oh, bullshit.
guy.
Listen.
Oh, bullshit. Bro, wow.
You didn't take on the whole bill. The fuck? You could have. Listen, I've played plenty there, you know? But going back to the story was that, you know, as you're younger, you make a lot of these fucked up decisions, right? And obviously, look, and I'm fortunate, we're blessed, and we have had it for a long time. But I was younger, right? And we had just kind of broken up or whatever, and we were kind of getting back. And I had asked her to get married. But to a certain point, like, it was serious, but it wasn't serious, right?
Bro, I've done that 1,000 times.
Right? Yeah.
You get
It was
caught
serious,
cheating.
but it wasn't
You get
serious.
caught cheating and you love the girl
Right?
you're with, and you're like,
I'll marry you, whatever the fuck it takes.
yeah.
Yeah. No, but this wasn't that. I didn't get caught cheating.
I would
was
say
just like,
everything
fuck it.
but that.
Do I know who you're cheating with?
I would pull the whole. I really want to be with you. You
See,
gotta
that
trust me.
wasn't my
I
fault.
even bought the ring.
Yeah, no,
And
no,
I would-
I didn't have
I'd
shit.
show him
I
a
had a
ring.
fucking earring for
that
that.
wasn't
Oh,
my
Fern,
fault.
it worked out for me 1,000 times. They'd come back, and then I'm waiting for the right time to fucking, what do you call it, propose, and then we would break up again, and I'm like, "Bro, look, I even went and got a bigger diamond this time." And then they'd get back, and then at some, oh, bro,
Well, I
pulled that out with
couldn't
stunts.
afford that at the time. So
Well,
that shit
long
was,
behold-
I had a fucking earring.
Long behold,
That's what I gave.
I finally had to talk to my mom and dad, and I'll never forget. You know, when I told my dad, actually, I told my dad this. I'll never forget. We were at the house, and I go, "Dad, I got to talk to you, right? And it's something serious. I swear to God, without even fucking saying words, your girlfriend's pregnant." Like, what the fuck?
They always
Miguel
know.
said,
Yeah,
Miguel,
100%. No,
I know he did it. I'm just
I'm
saying.
like, what the fuck?
I'd have fucked
He's
that
like,
out of the way.
he's like, I grew up with 5 fucking brothers. Okay, you know how I am. Okay, I see your girlfriend slipping out the fucking back door. You think I don't see her? Okay, I see you waking up in the fucking morning. I said she's pregnant. No, hey, no problem, buddy. tapped me in the shoulder. He goes, "You just became a man. That's what it is. So your spikes in your baseball, you can put them away in your room. Say goodbye. You start selling cars on Monday."
Yeah.
Swear to God, the conversation. I'm like, "Dad, but the summer."
I got a senior year.
Fuck that.
So
Wasn't gonna go on his bill.
So I literally, I'll never forget. I started the last week of May, because in college you finish in May. The last week of May, okay, in 1997, the last week, okay. He said they put me in the used car department. At that time, the used car department was the shit. And at the end, like, you either were you were an ex-drug dealer, a hustler. I mean, only the badass people worked at the used car department. They sold about 300 used cars. Everybody decked out, Rolexed out. I mean, day one. They literally, like, they just threw me in there. My dad said, "You got to go in there," because he ran the new car department, the new truck department.
But those guys got spoiled. Those guys got spoiled because of the '80s. They had all those drug guys.
Yeah, all the drug guys. I mean, I
so.
literally scrapped it 3 times. Well, the last one wasn't a scrap, because when I smacked the second time, the second guy, the third guy didn't want to fight. But literally, if you would pull up and you take somebody's customer, it was a fucking brawl. And they had a wall where they had the economy car. So behind the wall, people would go back there to scrap. That's how it was. "Oh yeah, you fucked with my customer, no problem. Let's go. I'll meet you in the back of the wall." That's how it was with old people. So making a long story short, I literally started there that last week of May. I'll never forget, bro. And that day, I mean, I sold like 6 cars that week. I ended up getting a check for $3,000. I'm like, what the fuck? This ain't too bad.
You should have gone to play baseball.
I'm like,
For real.
I'm like, 3 fucking grand. No, but $3,000 in a week.
That's what I'm saying.
At 19, 20 years old, that's I'm like, all right, that works. So whatever, I started selling cars. I ended up making about $30,000 that month. I mean, that summer, $30,000 back in 1997 was.
So you went and had another kid.
No. I actually
Close enough. 2 years after.
I actually went back. My dad at that time told me, "Okay, things are, I'd put some money together." My grandparents had just passed away. The West Miami house that we used to jump the roof, jump in the pool and shit, and had a second mortgage of like $450 a month, right? So he's like, "Why don't you do this?" He goes, because at that time, then Jamie moved in with us, and it was me, my brother, Yo-Yo had moved in with us.
Yes.
It was like 5 guys all sharing one bathroom.
That Yo-Yo story is the greatest.
So nothing, making a long story
We're
short,
not gonna put him out there today, though.
I ended up living in the West Miami house for $450. I'm good. She's working a little 9 to 5, and I'm basically going to school, playing baseball. At that time, it's not like now the NIL deals where you could take money. You couldn't take any money when you're in scholarship. Yeah. So I literally would go at night. I deliver cars. They'd pay my dad. My dad would pay me. And that's how I got through, making $1,500, $2,000 a month to get through that summer. I literally, my last game, I'll never forget, I still have the clipping at the house. I pitched against South Carolina at the regional, at the super regional, University of Miami. I have it, it's on the front page sports clip on the Herald. I have it at the house. I literally got killed that day. They hit the shit out of me, I'll never forget. And on the front page, I'm here giving the ball over to the coach. That was on a Saturday. Monday, I started selling cars. I didn't stop. What you said about don't stop, I didn't stop. I didn't give a fuck what nothing was. All my mind was to make money. Matter of fact, I'll never forget the day my son was born on December, right? In December, you used to get a Christmas bonus, right? So you used to get a longevity. So all the cars you sold over the year, they take like $15 out, and then they match it to you, and at the end of the year, they give you a check, right? So December was, you get the check, and the party was on December 23rd or 22nd, something like that. So I'll never forget, because that day, she wakes up like at 5 in the morning with fucking pains, and she this and that, and I'm like, dude, relax. You got to give me 1 fucking minute. I got to go collect the check because I don't got no fucking money. So she's like, are you sure? She's like, I'm fucking ovulating. I'm like, well, just fucking hold a little bit. You know what I mean? Hold a little bit. I had to fucking run to the dealership, okay? Sit through the fucking meeting, okay? Wait for me to get my fucking bonus check, to run bonus check straight to the fucking bank, deposit that shit, go back, pick it up, and run to the hospital, have him, But Fernie was a blessing. I mean, my kids are a blessing. But anyway, I worked my whole life. I worked hard as fuck. Okay? But you know what? I love what the fuck I do, bro. I love what I do, and I call it every day blessed. And the guy that says it, luck, because there's guys, I don't know what you're saying, especially now. There's guys that say, oh, bro, luck, bro, this, that, bro, luck. And now everybody all of a sudden became a car salesman, All of a sudden everybody's trying to buy cars, flip cars. Malki